We welcome back Bruce Pearl to the program. Bruce, congrats on your squad and you getting to the Final Four. And I have to tell you, I've been laughing since the other night. I have a number written down at the top of my card. The last coach I had in the program, it was Monday night. It was Gino Auriemma. He's been to 24 Final Fours, Bruce. 24. You're laughing like this is 2, man. I just am asking for perspective on 24 of these. That's outrageous.
It is. It is outrageous. And of course, you know, Pat Summitt was a great competitor of Gino's, and
sure.
God bless her. If she had lived longer, you know, I would be rooting for Pat to surpass Gino's number. But man, I never thought I'd get to 1 Final Four, let alone 24 Final Fours.
Right, and now you're back, and I ask that as a way to ask this. Going back, knowing what it feels like, knowing how to prepare your team for what comes with it, because it's big, it's different. I rooted for a team that went there years ago, and when you get there, it's like, holy crap. How do you make it feel like something it's not? It ain't just a normal game. What's the secret?
I just think keep the routine with your players the same. There's so much media, so much social media, so many interviews. It's exhausting. Stay off your phone and get ready to play the best 40 minutes of basketball of the year, because that's what it's going to take to beat your opponent.
What's harder, stopping Clayton or keeping your kids off their phone? I think it might be locking up number 1.
Well, you know what? Clayton has been the best guard on the floor every single night he's took the floor, including when they came in and beat us here in Neville. Now, Denver Jones and Miles Kelly, Todd Pettiford, Chad Baker-Mazara, they're going to have to have something to say about that. If he's the best guard on the floor again, Florida's going to win. But it's not just the guard play, and it's not just, you know, Clayton, although he's delivered for at the end. They're deep. They're big. They're a great rebounding team. They got a really deep front line. That's a great strength for them. And, you know, I've been saying it for about 2 months. I said, I think Florida's been playing as well as anybody. And, Scott, I can't think of a 5th team outside of these 4 that are more deserving to play in the Final Four. I really do think we're down to the best 4 teams in college basketball right now.
Bruce, you and I completely agree. Billis came on with me and he goes, look, there's only once that all 4 ones have gone. It was back in 08 when it was San Antonio. And he said, I really believe this year we're going to see that. There was a line underneath you guys. And look, Bama was really good, but you 4 separated, and now all 4 of you are going to be there. We're going to have a fitting champion for sure. I want to ask you about a guy you just mentioned. And I love him. He might be my favorite guy to watch play that doesn't play for the team I root for, Todd Pettiford. He has a fearlessness and a confidence that you coach him, right? He goes 0 for 8 in the SEC semis against Tennessee, doesn't blink, comes out and is tremendous in the NCAA tournament. What does this young man bring to the floor nightly?
You know, his whole life he's been overlooked because he's 5'11", not 6'5". He's not the prototype point guard. But his dad always played him up, Scott. He always played against older guys on the playground in the different leagues they played. So he's got this little brother delivering for his big brothers, because we got a bunch of seniors, and they connected with Todd, and he desperately does not want to let those guys down. So after he didn't shoot the ball well in the SEC tournament, he was in the gym every night, like all night, just banging down the same shots that he'd always made. He took that into the tournament. For a freshman to be in the all-region team against the competition that we played against, obviously it speaks volumes how special he is. Now, we're going up against Florida, bigger, older, stronger guards that will be obviously is going to be, you know, Todd's greatest challenge. He'll be prepared. He won't be afraid.
I know that's right. He's such a treat to watch, particularly in that game against Michigan where he just had that, you know, is like NBA 2K, the on fire guy. He was that guy for sure. And the next game against State, Broome was like, I don't know if people get how hard it is to go 10-13 against that Michigan State front line. They got, like, it seems like they got 20 dudes and they just rotate him in every TV team timeout. He's maybe had bigger scoring nights. Has he ever played better for you than that game, Bruce?
No, Scott, you hit the nail on the head, too. I mean, 10 for 13. That's incredible. Now, we got him really good tight catches, but he went to the basket. He scored through contact. And, you know, at this time of the year, if you asked me, you know, a few weeks ago where we were, I wasn't sure if we had peaked too soon. I didn't know if we had much step up, but it took the Creighton game. It took the 1-9 game in Lexington where Creighton had won. They had been to 4 out of the last 5 Sweet 16s. If we don't step our game up across the board, we don't get out of the second round. And we did. and we had step up. And then last weekend in Atlanta, we played 4 really, really good halves of basketball. But Johni Broome played like the National Player of the Year in the biggest moment, on the biggest stage. And of course, when he gets hurt with 10 minutes left to go, he comes back with 5, bangs the big 3, has the Willis Reed moment. The State Farm Arena in Atlanta was louder than it was at Madison Square Garden when Willis Reed came through the tunnel.
Yeah, man, that was something. When he came back, it's like, all right, we're good. And your team isn't just good, it's great. And it has a chance to be a forever team, Bruce. As you look at what it will take, you're going to have to beat an excellent Florida team and then whoever comes out of an incredible Duke-Houston tilt. It's going to be a massive hill to climb. And I would think if you're going to win a title, your first, to do it that way would be incredibly fulfilling. I don't know if you allow yourself to entertain what it might feel like to be there Monday night with your team cutting down the nets. Where does your mind wander when you consider that possibility?
I guess where I go is it's been a long year and it's a long season and it's a long regular season. And we're literally 80 minutes away from great basketball, from being the national champion, something that Auburn's never done in men's basketball. In other words, we recognize the quality of these opponents, but we also recognize it's possible. We got to play great defense. We got to keep Florida off the boards, and you got to bang shots. I mean, that's the bottom line. Is we got to get play inside-out basketball. Our guys have got to bang some shots, and we do that. We know we're good enough to. We've played these 3 teams, so we respect them, and we know how good they are. We lost to Florida at home. We beat Houston at Houston. We lost at Duke in a close game. Let's just see which team is going to have that one shining moment and sort of put it all together. But it's going to take elevated play from everybody.
Yeah, no one's going to sneak their way to the Nets on Monday night. And I want to close with this, and I'm interested because you played a guy that's like you, one of my favorites, who's been around for a while, and Coach Izzo, who had a great soundbite about the portal, and I'm not paying attention because I'm present with this team. But, Bruce, it is insane in ways I cannot comprehend. The amount of money it's going to cost to keep guys that are on your team, it's mayhem. How do you balance the reality of this chance and what the focus has to be here? I get it. But you got to kind of pay attention because if you don't, you could wake up next Tuesday with no one there. Like, how do you manage all that?
Well, at Auburn, I don't have to worry about it because you know what? The kids love it here. We've graduated 43 kids in the last 11 years. We still got guys that are loyal, to us, and so I don't worry about losing my team. What concerns you now this time of the year is like the recruiting sort of ends Wednesday because of the Final Four. So what has everybody in the country been doing the last 2 weeks while I've been out here playing? They've been out there recruiting. They've been in planes, trains, and automobiles, flying over the country, talking to guys that we're going to talk to. And you know what I'm doing? Going, hey, listen, I'll call you in a couple of weeks, okay? Hang in there. We're going to have a great opportunity for you next year. Scott, you're in D.C., all right? So you know how nothing gets done there, and everything is a cluster. We need to find a way to get some legislation to give us an opportunity to all be playing by the same rules. I love the fact that student athletes are finally getting compensated.
Me too.
We were way late to the party, and I think it's great. But right now, there are no guidelines. We're not going to have a true national champion because we're all playing by different rules. And I think Congress can give us a little bit of antitrust protection to bring back a little bit more of the older model, and yet still be able to take great care of the players. And so I'm hopeful, but right now that's not the way it is. So it's the Wild West. So you either got to, you either play the game, or go home.
Listen, I have immense respect for the games that all 4 of these teams are going to play, and that's where the focus should be. But the reason I asked that question is what you just gave us. I hope the people listening in our neighborhood do something because this is a great sport that we all love. It just can't be a transactional year-to-year thing. You're lucky because the Plains is a special place. You've got a special group, some guys that have hung around. You got a chance to do something amazing, Bruce. I appreciate you taking time out of the prep to visit with me, and I look forward to talking again, all right?
SVP, it's always great to be with you, my brother. Thank you.